Whoa, mama, we got a wide receiver trade to kick off a Wednesday here. George Pickens from the Pittsburgh Steelers to the Dallas Cowboys. Are there any wide receiver trades left for the New York Jets? We talk about all of it. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Liston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your friggin' podcast, baby. And wow, right off the top rope, a Wednesday trade. I guess Jerry Jones was telling the truth. He was working on this substantive trade behind the scenes, and it gets pulled off. Here it is. It happened this morning between the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers. George Pickens, the talented wide receiver, to the Cowboys. The Cowboys give up a third-round pick, and apparently there's other quote-unquote pick swaps that are set to come. If any of you guys see that in the comment section, if you're watching live and see the rest of the details of this trade, let us know. George Pickens on the move. It was speculated that maybe it would happen. Then the draft goes by. We're like, maybe not. This guy's friggin' talented. He's 24 years of age. He just turned 24 in March. Talent has never been the question for one George Pickens. It never has. He's 6'3", 200 pounds. Hell, when he was coming out of the draft, he was considered a first-round pick prospect. But a lot of other things happen, and he ends up falling to the second round for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And his best year came in 2023, where he had 63 catches, 1,100 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 18.1 yards per reception with some of that explosiveness action. Those were all career highs. So through his 3 seasons, he has 174 catches, 2,800 yards, 12 touchdowns, and all that jazz for all a third-round pick and some pick swap action as well for Pickens. I just want to say this right off the top rope. I'm glad the Jets did not make this trade. Now, I don't think all trades are in a vacuum. Things are different. The Dallas Cowboys, they have an established quarterback in Dak Prescott. He's the highest paid quarterback in football. They've got CeeDee Lamb on the other side. For the Dallas Cowboys, that's a wonderful trade. You give up a third-round pick, which is whatever value, to get this super talented wide receiver who obviously is going to want a new deal soon, so you have to figure that out. You've already paid Lamb Chop over there in CeeDee Lamb. But Dak Prescott should have no issues getting him the football. What a dangerous wide receiver, too, for CeeDee Lamb, and that should be awesome for America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. You know, for them, it made sense. For the Jets, I want a wide receiver, too, but I don't think George Pickens would have been the right combination. Obviously, we're hoping that Garrett Wilson eventually gets paid. George Pickens immediately want to get paid. And there's some extracurricular activity with George Pickens. If this was the Jets last year, we would have traded for George Pickens. You know, we're the Monstars trying to acquire all the talent. But we saw what happened when we just tried to acquire talent last year. Ooh, Hassan Reddick. Oh, Mike Williams. Oh, Tyron Smith. This guy. We didn't go for names this offseason. We just tried to get football players. And George Pickens would have fit the identity of last year's team, not this year's team. So despite the value and the talent and all those things, I think it was best for business. The Jets did not go in that category. I think it's best for business here. Absolutely best for business for the New York Jets. But the question now is for Jet fans is, are there any wide receiver trades left for the Jets? Is that at all possible? Could that happen? Potentially. I think that's something to keep in mind here. And there's a lot of names I've sort of rallied over here. But before we get to all that, a couple of quick things off the top rope. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. We're trying to make a chase to 10,000 subscribers. That's a free way to contribute to today's show. But if you want to go over the top and contribute in more than just a free way, MFC just showed the way, baby, by gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. Hell yeah. That membership went to Cantu Riju. You are now a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club, and MFC is on our leaderboard, tied for 5th place there with 5 gifted memberships so far this month. Thanks, MFC. We appreciate you, buddy. And here's the other thing I want to throw out there in the universe. It is in the YouTube description down below, and it is the pinned comment. You guys have been asking, Paul, this Boy Green Tailgate Spectacular, where you're going to pick a Jets home game this year, and then you're going to tailgate with food, and you want us all to sit together. Give us info. We have the info. It is the pinned comment on YouTube, and it's also in a YouTube description down below. If you guys out there in the universe, and if you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, or you're listening to the audio version after the fact, you could still go to this YouTube video and go in the YouTube description down below to do what I'm about to tell you. Click the Excel sheet that says Boy Green Sign Up. Fill out your first name, last name. Say yes, you're interested in getting Jets tickets. Say how many you would like. We still don't know prices yet, so keep that in mind. But general interest is sort of what I'm looking for, because a head count is important, because that's going to factor into a lot of different things. So are you interested in watching a Jets home game with me this season? If yes, click that link, say yes. How many tickets, in theory, would you be interested in? 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know. And then the tailgate, which will also cost money, but we don't know that money yet. But would you be interested in eating with us before the game? And it's none of these prices are going to be crazy. But we're still waiting on the New York Jets for some of that information. So if you are interested, it's important to put that down, because there will be a limited amount of tickets. So if you even are thinking about doing it and you don't want to miss out, you may want to click that link, put your information down, because you got first name, last name. If you're interested in Jets tickets, how many? Are you interested in tailgate tickets? How many? And then your email, a contact point of information for you, so we could get to you when all that money details comes in, because the schedule comes out in a week, 7 days. And then 7 days after that, I must tell the Jets what are our top 3 preferences for games. That's how it's going to work. So I will have to tell them the 3 games we prefer in order. We want this one. If not, then this one. If not, then this one. And we will get one of those games. And we'll see. If it's a very popular game, it may be difficult to get, but we will see. So, folks, keep all that in mind. All that's available. I'm trying to get a head count, so if you guys can do that ASAP, I'd appreciate it. And that'd be awesome. So, good luck to all you guys, and can't wait. Can't wait. That's going to be pretty cool. Now, let's get to some other trade opportunities for the Jets. If you guys have any questions about that process or have any issues, please let me know. I will see what I can do to fix it. Okay, let's go through some names here. Now, here's a name I'm going to throw out that interests me zero. I have zero interest in this. But I just tried to find before the show, I saw the George Pickens trade. I'm like, whoa, mama. I'm like, all right, are there any wide receiver trades left for the Jets? I started Googling wide receivers are available via trade. I started peeking at depth charts. It's got a lot of wide receivers that one could shake free. So I started looking around. Traylon Burks of the Tennessee Titans. Okay. Traylon Burks of the Tennessee Titans apparently is available. And good to know he's available. Not interested. First round bust. That's not the waters I want to swim in. If I am the Jets and I'm going to make a trade, I want a legitimate guy. I'm not saying I need CeeDee Lamb, okay? Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. That'd be cool, but no, that's not what I'm talking about. But I also don't want the bottom of the barrel. I'm trying to look for that sweet middle spot to find a wide receiver that has some sort of intrigue and that we can have. And real quick, a side note, again, you guys can ask questions about the tailgate. A game to choose would be September or October, I assume, Paul. Yes, that's my hope. My hope is to pick a game in the September-October range for this date. We will see officially in a week. I would see where all the games sit, and maybe there will be an exception to that rule. But my gut is telling me it will be a September or October game, and then time's pending. But because of sort of where the Jets are at, I imagine a lot of their games are going to be 1 o'clock and maybe 4 o'clock on a rare occasion. So you guys can sort of plan that out. A game somewhere in the September, October range. The game time probably 1 or 4 o'clock. And then obviously it'll be a Jets home game. Okay. Like I said, the price won't be crazy. Again, I don't know this. So I'm just sort of shooting from nothing yet because I'm speaking with the Jets right now. But we'll say A Jets ticket might be $250 or something. And then, and again, I'm speculating here. And then the tailgate ticket might be, I don't know, $30-$40, something like that. I don't know. That'll have food, drink, and all the like. So we're going to try to make it as affordable as possible for everybody. And I want decent seats. So we'll see what happens. But that's sort of the general gist for people that are out there. Again, it's speculation because I'm talking with the Jets and there's all these other steps. It's hard to explain. I'd love to know the prices right now, but that's not available. So that's sort of the general gist, Luca. Yeah. Easy. This is a name I didn't even put on my list, but let's throw it up there. Let's get into that. So, yeah, by the way, Traylon Burks said not interested. Put that in a bucket. So let's go to EZ here on YouTube. He has thrown out a possibility. Is Chris Olave even available? I would assume so. I think, let me make sure I saw this right. I'm pretty sure they picked up his fifth-year option. Let me see. Chris Olave, fifth-year option. Quick. That I thought I saw, but I'm not sure. The Saints, did pick up the fifth-year option on Chris Olave's contract for $15.493 million, fully guaranteed. Long story short, why that's important is he's now under contract for the next 2 seasons, 2025 and 2026. So he's not heading into a contract here, which sometimes can change trade value. So anywho, is he even available? Sure. A brand new regime is taking over, at least at the head coaching position. So, that part's changed. So it's possible. The GM did not, Mickey Loomis. That's a very stable organization from that standpoint. So it's possible. It is possible. It's possible he's available. The big scary thing with Olave is the concussions. And it's just not something you could see, which is even scarier, right? I break my arm. You can see the zigzag accordion. That's my broken arm. And then you're like, okay, we've seen broken arms before. This is how you fix them. Beep, boop, bop. Very simple, relatively speaking. For a concussion, it's just something you don't see. And when you have a lot of them, it just gives you a question history. We are more aware of concussions in 2025 than ever before. So that's a scary gamble to take. Very talented player, Ohio State thing with Garrett Wilson. Yes, that's the perfect kind of name that you'd want to look at. A younger guy, right? He's, let me see, how old is Chris Olave? Early 20s, this Chris Olave guy. Let's see what the Google, 24. So he's going to be a little bit older than Pickens because he turns 25 over the summer, but the point remains. Very talented guy. Has been productive. Chris Olave, sure. Yeah, he's a good name for the list to consider. No doubt about it. I like it. Good one. Easy. We'll get some more wide receiver names here in just a moment. But let's get another YouTube membership being gifted. T-Town Jet, baby. And T-Town Jet, you are on the board this month, baby. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm friggin' talking about. So, T-Town Jet, welcome to the party, baby. Thank you for gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. And let's see, that membership went to Chad Johnson. You are a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. And let's give another promotion real quick. You may be saying, why would we give Boy Green Coffee Club memberships? Well, what about this? This is our raffle. We're doing this giveaway all month throughout the month of May, baby. And this is what's up for grabs. Throw it up on the screen, producer guy. A commemorative game coin from last season. It comes with a certificate of authenticity. It's a real mint. It has the Jets logo on it. It's a game coin from the replica game coin from last season for the New York Jets. A full-size NFL football. This is a New York Jets signature football. You see all the wonderful signatures there on the football. All that's available. That will go to one lucky person on June 1st. You guys can buy raffle tickets by doing just what T-Town Jet just did. We purchase a Boy Green Coffee Club membership for the fans. You gift one out. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the money sign. The final option is gift channel membership, and you can gift as many as you like. 1, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 50 if you want. You can gift as many as your heart desires. There is no limit on raffle tickets. Obviously, the more raffle tickets you buy, the better your odds are of winning this prize. But I highly recommend that everyone at least buys one because it gives you a chance, baby. And that's all you need. You guys can join the Boy Green Coffee Club in the YouTube description down below. Feel free. It's only $2.99. That's how you can support the show. Become a member, just as T-Town Jet is. Look, you see this little loyalty badge next to his name? Ding, ding, ding. And it's right there if you're watching the show. He gets access to our Discord channel and all that jazz. Yeah, so you get perks for being a Boy Green Coffee Club member, and you get a raffle ticket to possibly win some sweet-ass prizes, baby. It's a win-win. Also, you guys can feel free to send in super chats here on the show. If you want a question or comment answered, we'll try to get to that as well. And that can also count towards your raffle ticket action. So, T-Town Jet, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Also, real quick on the ticket thing, I just want to bring this up. If you guys are even remotely interested, that you think there's a chance, this sheet isn't 100% locking you in no matter what you have to go. But I'd like to know if you're serious about going. If there's like no chance you could go, then obviously don't sign up. But if there's any chance that you can go and you want to be in the consideration on the list, click that YouTube pinned comment, or if it's not there at some point when we open up the phone lines, it's available in the YouTube description down below. So if you're going to have any remote interest in going to this Jets home game, I would sign up and put your information down to make sure you're on the list. And then as I'm getting pricing information and things of that nature, I'm going to reach out to you to say, hey, are you still in for this? And you can say yes or no, and we'll go through that process. So keep that in mind for our Boy Green tailgate. That's going to be sweet. I can't wait. The menu is finalized. There's a lot going on. All right, let's keep going down the Jets wide receiver trade list. Scott says, hey, I'm in Florida. Let me know when Boy Green Nation is coming my way. Hey, there's a bunch of you Florida guys down there, so maybe you guys can all meet up for a game. Or, hey, fly on up. We got a bunch of people flying in for this Boy Green tailgate, so feel free to do it. Okay, let me see. What other names are you guys throwing out there? Big Haas on Twitter says George Pickens is up for a monster contract next season. It was obvious the Steelers didn't want to pay him. Yeah, no doubt about it. And also, they have DK Metcalf, who they just paid a lot of money, and that's rare. Like the Steelers don't pay wide receivers like that. So to potentially pay 2 wide receivers like that didn't make sense. So it made sense to trade him. And for Dallas, obviously you don't make that trade unless you think you're going to pay him. And man, that combo of CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens has a chance to be really special. And George Pickens is really young. He's 24, just turned 24. So yeah, good for the Cowboys. Again, for the Jets, because of all the extracurricular activity, I would not have been cool with that. And even put the curricular activity aside, him being due a big contract immediately, and I don't know what that contract's going to look like. Yeah. Okay, I see people were having problem with the tailgate sign up. So 1 second, let me fix that. My apologies. Okay, all right. Sorry, HEP. Okay, it should be fixed now. You guys should be able to add your names to list. So apologies. HEP said he tried to fill out the sheet, would not allow me to put my name on the list. Go ahead and give that another try, HEP, or anyone else who's been trying that. My apologies. I had a little glitch there. Okay, it should be good now. Should be good now for you guys to fill up. J-Boy, got the thumbs up unless something crazy happens. I'll be there. Awesome, J-Boy. So, yeah, make sure you put your name on the list if you haven't already. Again, that is the pinned comment on YouTube. This is non-wide receiver related, but Lucas says on YouTube, Paul, what happened with Jedrick Wills? We could still use him on the D line. I assume you're talking about O-line. And yes, I would love to see Jedrick Wills added because I explained this to James Woody yesterday. If you look at the Jets' offensive line, the offensive line overall is great. I feel great about the offensive line. I feel pretty good about the depth. You got Chukwuma Okorafor. He's there at right tackle. And you've got Josh Myers, who's your backup interior offensive line guy, but you don't have a great left tackle backup. And people would say, oh, Chooks can be the left tackle. Well, he didn't want to be the left tackle last year unless his mind just changed. You need a left tackle. Maybe Wills can be that guy. He's still available, so I imagine the price won't be very high. I'd be interested. He said, Lucas is not sure if the Browns re-signed him. I mean, I guess I can see real quick, see if that slipped the mind. Let's see. He is a free agent. So, no, he has not been signed anywhere yet. He has not been signed anywhere yet. So, yeah, if the price is right, sure. Yeah, I'd be open to it. Shout out to Mahar Khalil. Yeah, like the video, subscribe, baby. That's a free way to contribute to the show. Yes. Olave already has what? MFC says 3 concussions. I think it's 4 reported. But obviously some of them happen and they are never reported. It just never happens. You just keep going through it, I guess. So, yeah. Let me see. Let's keep going down your names, and I have a few other names to get to here on the show. Scott says, screw trading for a wide receiver. Keenan Allen is a free agent. There you go. That could be a better way. Screw a trade. Just grab a free agent. So feel free. Keenan Good says, what about Isaiah Bond? He's dealing with some off-the-field issues. That's the reason he wasn't drafted. Some very serious allegations. You guys can Google that if you'd like. So Isaiah Bond is not in the picture for that reason at this point. A lot of legal problems happening there. Chase Claypool, Brian Farrell says, what year is this? 2018? What is Chase Claypool? Is he even still in the league? Chase Claypool. He's in the CFL for the Canadian Football League. Ah, okay. I mean, back in the draft, height, weight, speed. He had like a Megatron like NFL Combine. I mean, that was sweet, but I don't think so. Sorry, BF. I think not. Okay, all right. We get a super chat coming in here, baby. Emmanuel Holcomb here on the show. Let's go. Every time we get a super chat, we hear from my daughter, Zariah Luna. Wow. Good morning, Board Green. Where do we sign up for the tailgate? Again, that is the pinned comment on YouTube right now. And at some point, you won't see that because I'm going to open up the phone lines here on the show. But it's also available in the YouTube description down below. If you're watching this video on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, wherever you're watching it, but hop on over to YouTube, click the bio, and you will see the second link down says Boy Green Tailgate Sign Up. Click that, and it should be fixed now so you guys can fill it out. It should be. I'm seeing people are filling out their information now. So HEP's going in there, etc. Excellent. So yeah, put your name on that list because again, tickets will be limited. So the quicker this is going to the public for the first time this morning, as you can see, people to the Discord had a chance to sign up last night. But yeah, you want to fill out your information as soon as possible. So once we're going through the tickets and you guys have a chance. Now, I'll try to work with the Jets, see if I can get a few more tickets if there's a ton of interest. It looks like there is. So blessed be he. We'll continue to look at that. So Emmanuel, make sure you fill that out ASAP. Again, that is available right now. But let me add this, by the way, to your totals so far this month. Let me see here. All right. Wow. Okay. So this is your first one this month. So, okay. Emmanuel Holcomb, you are now on the board, baby. Appreciate you. Here we go. Nice. All righty. Here we go. Love it. You have one Boy Green raffle ticket for this month, and you're $1 more away from another one. So, Emmanuel, continue to kill it, pal. Feel free to kill it. Thank you. Appreciate you, pal. Thank you. Thank you kindly. Let's go. And yes, if you guys have any other questions, obviously feel free to let me know. I want to make sure I answer them and help you guys out with anything I can. Okay, so it looks like it's working now. So sorry, everybody, for the initial issue, but thank you. There we go. Yep. Okay, here's some other wide receiver. I just want to make sure I didn't miss any other questions or comments. Okay, I'm seeing this name a lot, so let's get to it. Romeo Doubs, Green Bay Packers. I'm seeing a lot of people brought that one up. I saw Matt O'Leary did a video on that yesterday, and it could have been a video on today's show of its own standalone video, potentially, of this guy. Green Bay Packers wide receiver, young, 25 years of age. A lot of trade. I'm reading it all over the place. All these trade conversations for Romeo. Okay, he's 25. He was a fourth-round pick back in 2022, right? We had our historic 2022 draft class. He had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons in college to finish off his college career. Very nice. A Nevada product, okay. 6'1", 201 pounds. Okay, let's see his NFL statistics here. All right. And he's been sort of just a solid guy over the last 3 years, 400 yards, 600 yards, 600 yards, 3 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns, 2023. Very nice. 4 touchdowns. Been getting a couple touchdowns a year, 42 catches, 59 catches, 46 catches. That seems like the right so that's the right vibe for Romeo Doubs. I'd be curious on price. Here for Romeo, but the age is right. The production is sort of interesting. Okay. It seems like there might be more to unlock there potentially. Green Bay's got 1 million wide receivers in that room. They added Matthew Golden. Another Packers receiver could be available. I prefer Doubs to this guy, but Christian Watson is another guy who could be available. Let me pull up the Packers depth chart here because they got a lot of friggin' dudes. They got a lot of friggin' wide receivers. Here are all the names. They got Jaden Reed. They got Romeo Doubs. They got Matthew Golden. They got Christian Watson, Dontavian Wicks, Savion Williams. Like, damn, they are running deep. You got Bo Melton on this team. Wow. Mecole Hardman they added. Good Lord. Yeah, so there's some wide receivers to shake here. Doubs, Watson, Wicks maybe. But I'd probably be interested of looking at this group. Doubs probably is the most interesting. Watson's had some, speaking of injury issues, Watson's had some injury issues. Not sure if I want to dip my toes in those waters. No. But he could be interesting. So Romeo Doubs seems like a guy. Christian Watson, again, speed, but a lot of injuries. I'm not sure if I want to dip my toes in those waters due to that. A massive big name. Let's just throw this one out there. Because, again, some of the research I did before the show, who are some receivers who could be moved? There's a big name that could be moved. It's just not happening with the Jets for a lot of reasons. Tyreek Hill. Let me just get that one right out there. Right out there. It's not. It might happen for somebody else, but the Jets, it doesn't make sense. We tried our swing a couple of years ago, and once that Tyreek Hill trade did not happen and he chose Miami instead, the Jets like, okay, we'll draft Garrett Wilson. And we've gone in a complete different direction. So as alluring as Justin Fields throwing bombs to Tyreek Hill, the Jets have their very, 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 very poor man's version of that. That is Arian Smith. So, again, I'm not comparing Arian Smith to Tyreek Hill. I'm just saying they have their own fast guy who's on a dirt cheap rookie contract that they're hoping to develop. I see another good one here, Keenan Good on our YouTube channel. Thanks, Keenan. Brandon Ayuk, it's a gamble. Brandon Ayuk is another one I had on the list here, Keenan. An intriguing player. San Francisco and all kind of cap issues, obviously. That could make a lot of sense. Here are the particulars of Mr. Brandon Ayuk, who potentially could be one of those move guys. He is, 27. He turned 27 in March. He's coming off a injury. That has to be considered as part of the equation. He got hurt early in the season last year, only appearing in, let me make sure I have the numbers right, 7 games last year. So actually made it deeper than I thought. So about halfway through the season, blew out his ACL. He's been productive. There's no question in his 5 years in the league, 294 catches, 4,300 yards, 25 touchdowns, 27 years of age. Big money, though, on the contract. How you split that up with San Francisco would probably be the big point of contention there from that contract. So who's picking that up? Is San Francisco eating a lot so the Jets could get him? Okay, maybe if there's something there that could be possible. Zach Allen says, is DeAndre Hopkins out there? No. Almost immediately signed with the Baltimore Ravens, actually. That's a nice little fit there. So, no, he's gone. Signed in Baltimore. I don't know how much was left in the tank anyway, but interesting. But, guys, keep throwing the options out there. Again, we'll open up the phone lines here in just a minute. All right, so we talked about Romeo Doubs, talked about Christian Watson, talked about Treylon Burks. No, thank you. Tyreek Hill, we talked about Brandon Ayuk. Here's one last one. That's sort of a name that I haven't heard a heck of a lot anywhere, as a matter of fact. But as I was looking around, this team sort of made sense. Alec Pierce, 25 years of age, just turned 25. A couple days ago was his birthday. An intriguing player from the Colts. Okay, 6'3", 211 pounds, former Sauce Gardner teammate. Okay. In college, he sort of had just solid stats, being a guy, 600 yards, 300 yards, 800 yards, 37 catches, 17 catches, 52 catches, 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns. Again, 6'3", 211, 4.41, 40-yard dash. Some of those nice analytics coming out of the combine and pro day action. In the NFL, he's coming off his best year from a receiving yardage perspective at 824 yards last year. 7 touchdowns, career high last season. And in the NFL, like I said, he's been just a solid guy. 41 catches, 32 catches, 37, 593, 514, 824, and he averaged 22.3 yards per reception last year. Explosive. Alec Pierce. Interesting. Could make a lot of sense as a possible trade option that we could talk about. So a younger guy could fit in. Again, we're trying to look for those young guys with a lot of upside, but some level of a floor. Because, again, we're trying to find that wide receiver 2. I don't need another wide receiver 1. If you can, that's cool. But I'm looking for that wide receiver 2. So he's another name on the list. So those are the guys. Those are the guys in consideration. So is there wide receiver trades left for the Jets? If you look under a few rocks, there might be. There might be. And again, George Pickens, good for the Cowboys. All you Cowboys fans out there, you should be very happy. I saw the comment earlier. I can't remember who said it. George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb is either going to be great or they're going to kill each other. I saw that earlier in the comment section, and that made me chortle. It made me laugh and go, hoo-hoo, that's accurate. But the talent is insane, and boy, and Big D in Dallas, it's going to be fun to watch. So Dallas Cowboys pull off the trade with the Pittsburgh Steelers, giving up a third-round draft choice and some other pick swaps. I'll see if that info is available from Schefter yet. Doesn't look like the draft pick compensation is locked in yet. From I can see, if you guys see it, obviously let me know. But it's a third-round pick and some pick swaps. NC Green says, Pierce would be a good get, not trade more than a fifth. This one from Allen. I love Alec Pierce. Why would Indy deal him? Let me pull back up there. I thought I had it here. 1 second. Colts depth chart. Okay, let's see. All right. They have a lot of wide receivers over there. Let's see. They've got Michael Pittman Jr. They got Josh Downs. They have Ashton Doolin. Adonai Mitchell they took in the second round. Laquan Treadwell, former first rounder. Alec Pierce, obviously. I don't know. They got a lot of guys on the roster. They just added Tyler Warren. One of those wide receivers could shake. I'd try to kick the tires, baby, and see. That's why. Emmanuel says, all right, baby, I'm officially signed up. Congratulations. Yes. Let's go. Dave Brigga says, Paul, is Pops happy with Pickens? I don't know. The trade happened literally this morning, so I have no idea. And I think he's at, if it's his time, it's like 3 or 4 o'clock. I believe he's still in Abu Dhabi. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll open up the phone lines. So you can call in and share those thoughts. You can let us know, I suppose. Let's go. I'm taking a peek at the tailgate sign-in. Oh, baby. Okay. There's a lot of people that added their names to the list. Okay. Exciting stuff, everybody. So keep those coming. I can't wait. I love seeing all this. Very, very nice. Also, make sure everybody that I see a few people in here, Hep, Devin, Emmanuel, make sure you guys put contact info. Okay, that's another one you're going to want to put in there in the sign-up sheet, an email to reach you guys. So make sure you guys do that. And also, tailgate. Are you guys interested in going to the tailgate? Another one you guys may want to put on there. So tailgate interest and your contact info, please put that on the sheet. It'll be easier to reach out to you guys when we get more and more information. So please fill out that part of the sign-up sheet if you can. Emmanuel, Hep, and a few other people in here. Let me pull that back up. Yeah, Mahar Khalil, Hep, Devin, all you people, if you guys can add in, well, Mahar Khalil, your email's in there, excuse me, but Hep, Devin, and Emmanuel, if you can put in your contact info, that'd be great. All right, let's do this, baby. Let's open up the phone lines. We got 400 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe, baby. Again, we're trying to make a chase to 10,000 subs. And every day I see the number go boop, 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 boop. We're getting closer and closer. Chip, chip, baby. Chip, chip. We'll take a timeout. Your phone call's next here on Boy Green Daily.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets. Let's go.
What's going on, everybody? The show continues. The show proceeds. Boy Green Daily continues, baby, here on a wonderful Wednesday, talking crazy-ass wide receiver trades left and right. It's a good old time, baby, a good old time. If you'd like to call into the show, get your participation trophy, you can do that on YouTube. That is youtube.com/boygreen25. That is the pinned comment. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, we appreciate it, but hop on over to YouTube so you guys can call into the program. Feel free. And as you head on over to YouTube, like the video, hit subscribe, baby. And the Boy Green Tailgate, it's no longer the pinned comment because that's a call-in line. So if you want to refer to the Tailgate sign-up sheet, that is in the YouTube description down below. With that being said, let's go to the phone lines. And speaking of tailgate, there's no tailgate without a chef. Chef Kevin Gilbert graces us with his presence.
BG, what's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, Oh, baby, man, I'm getting fired up, seeing all these people
Hey.
signing up and getting excited about it. It's good times, baby.
That's right. That's right. And appreciate you reaching out to me, to be able to, get the stuff going for you, man.
Yeah,
It was obviously a true pleasure doing this stuff. Salute to the coffee club members, man. Salute to you. Salute to everybody watching, man. You do great stuff, man. Great content. People like us, we like getting up early in the morning, getting things
yeah.
done, and
Mm.
to be able to count on you, to get our morning going, man, is definitely highly appreciated.
Well, I
Uh,
appreciate those kind words, and everybody again to reiterate that man right here. Let's highlight him. He is going to be freaking
we got
catering the gosh darn tailgate. It's going to be amazing. Can't wait. Yeah.
yeah, nah, ready for it, man. A lot of
Yeah.
this stuff,
Mhm.
it's easy stuff. I'm not gonna, you'll reveal when you want to, but
Oh
the
yeah, the
stuff
menu.
it's yeah, it's pretty, it's straightforward stuff, but it got a little twist to it to
Mm.
make it a little bit more palatable, a little different. The experience definitely will be different, man. I'll be there and make sure that everything is uh, handcrafted,
Mm.
especially per person.
Yes.
Definitely a lot of variety there. Um,
Well, let's reveal this, chef. Okay, we haven't revealed the full menu yet, but we
mhm.
were texting last night, and you wanted to let another Boy Green Coffee Club member that had a menu request. I didn't know that was even a thing, but nonetheless, apparently it was. And chef, you are acquiescing to said caller and his request on the menu. Please reveal. What are we talking about here?
So I caught your show early on.
Yeah,
That's how normally it goes or
sure.
whatever. Like when I'm
Yeah.
not at work, if I'm
Hmm.
at home, getting my son ready for school and all that.
Yeah.
By
Hmm.
like 8:05, 8:10, like you're just in my pocket,
Hmm.
on speaker or whatever, listening
Right.
loud while I'm getting things going. And I overheard Easy talking about needing that ZD. So I'll definitely make some accommodations. That'll be on the house or whatever. We'll make sure that we got ZD there
There you
for
go,
Easy and
Easy.
anybody else.
Big Ziti. He was like, ah, well, where the hell's the Big Ziti for this game day? There were some people debating whether or not that's a part of the normal game day menu, but nonetheless, look at Chef.
I
He
know.
is
I was
dressed for
thinking
me.
like just with because I had a macaroni salad, which is
Sure.
still gonna do as a sides or whatever. That's easy to execute. You put
Hmm.
it aside, make sure it's
Sure.
cold. I don't have to worry about heating it up or anything like that. But
Hmm.
since this is the first one, Easy, great caller. You never know
Of
which
course.
way he's
You
gonna
definitely
go with his
don't.
stuff
Yep.
or whatever keeps you on your toes.
Yeah.
So for that guy, man, I got to make sure come correct.
There you go. Jared B says Eziti. Oh, wonderful. I will slap that name on
Hey,
there. All right, there we
Jared
go.
B coming,
Mhm.
man.
That's a good question. What we need to do is peer pressure all of our Florida people because we've
There we
got a
go.
lot of them down there. Scotty, Jared B, FL Phil 98, Ted. I'm gonna miss some of them if I
Ricky,
don't say them all.
Ricky's a
100%
goat,
Ricky,
man.
right? Exactly, right. There's a ton of Florida people down there, and I wanted to introduce them to something. I just came across this, chef. I don't know if you're aware of it. Um, Airplanes, some weird technology where people can hop in those bird-like creatures and fly on up here to make sure they're here for the bleeping tailgate, baby. So make sure you guys figure it out. We're gonna have a lot of people traveling. Bubba Badshaw's traveling. There's a couple of people. Terrence, he says in Florida. I apologize, Terrence. I said I knew I was going to forget somebody. So there's people coming from all over the place. So yeah, feel free to fly or do whatever you need to do to get on over. It's going to be a once in a lifetime thing. So it'll be great.
Yeah, we're gonna make it happen, man. Um, you know, to it's tough, man. Finding out you're obviously a Jet fan, but finding out that you're a Celtic Red Sox
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
it's sort of
Like,
weird. Yeah.
yeah, I went to school in Rhode Island. I went to college there,
Oh,
so
okay. I didn't know that. Okay, cool.
yeah, I went to Johnson and Wales for
Hmm.
culinary arts. So
Oh wow.
I was there for the 2004 like World
Oh
Series and
my
all that.
God,
I
that was
was
a big one because that was almost. It wasn't quite 100 years, but I mean that was and going through the Yankees in that year. Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, it was tough, and I'm a lot of my fraternity brothers are mass holes, so
Oh
they used to
yeah.
get on me still this day. So it was
Hmm.
it was it was good to see the Knicks do their thing, man.
Hmm.
I think it's going to be a really good series. I predicted Knicks in 6 before it started, just because of the
Oh, damn.
matchups.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, and it showed, man. It showed just with the amount of ridiculous threes
Oh my
that the
God.
Celtics are doing. Like for me, it doesn't really make much sense why they're just going with analytics and just chucking up a bunch of threes, man. Like there's gonna come to a time like how it was back in the '90s where they're grind out games where you win in the '70s or so, in the
Mm-hmm.
'80s. Like it's just defense and boxing out, like fundamentals. Like when you get deeper into the playoffs, man, it's about how you can really execute and manufacture points in the half court. And just knowing about your athleticism right now, it's not like great, man. Drew Holiday,
Yeah.
he's coming off a little something. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have Porzingis, and I like Porzingis, and he'll tell you I was the first chef to cook for him in New York when he came over here
What?
right before
Wow.
summer camp, right before summer
Okay.
camp when he
Look at your
started, because
clientele list.
I used to
Good
be the
Lord.
executive chef of the Cheesecake Factory in White Plains. The
Uh-huh.
facility, Knicks practice facility is 10 minutes away.
Oh, damn.
I met all the players or whatever, but
Sure.
I'm just
Naturally,
saying.
obviously.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying for Porzingis, it was like one of those things where it was like I booed the pick, and then when he came into the restaurant with his brother Giannis, like
Yeah.
that was something. It looked like he was on stilts, like at a circus or
Yeah.
whatever. How he was
Freaky.
walking,
Yeah. Yeah.
and his order was fettuccine alfredo, a double order, and he had that twice a day because the calories at that time they
Oh,
were like
right.
putting on weight and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But I was sad to see him go. It
Mm-hmm.
turned the way it turned, and
Sure.
by all means, like if you ain't really trying to stay here or whatever, get up out of here. But it was good to
Right.
see. It was good to see him get a ring or whatever. It sucked that it was with Boston, but it's what it is. He got the ring, but knowing about him and how he's able to stretch the floor, he's able to be under the rim and block shots and make you adjust your shot in the air or whatever. Like not
Mm-hmm.
having him, that's really big. And seeing old ass Al Horford out there trying to guard the perimeter, man, it's like there's some holes, man. There's some holes, and I'm not going to sit here and say that the Knicks are perfect, man.
Hey,
But when
game
you
two
just
tonight.
that's right, man. Like when Tibbs, he's playing that like that old school where I'm gonna have 6 players play, and that's it, and he's just
I
gonna grind
respect
them.
it. Yeah.
He's just gonna grind them. And in my head, I'm like, oh, you could, utilize this person, that person. I ain't a coach for a reason, man. So it's like, his formula worked. And the way
Mm-hmm.
that Brunson was able to do his thing, knowing Drew Holiday, man, he's one of the elites at that point guard position when you defend. So for him to be
Yeah,
able
for
to,
sure.
kind of have his way, Derek White, like for him to do his thing, and OG like stepping up, man, which is really big. And knowing that Towns didn't really have a good game, he was in some early foul trouble. Like, it's some good promising things to see. It'll be a good one, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just bringing that up because
Of
last couple
course.
days seen a bunch of people with the Knicks stuff on or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
I seen you with your Celtic stuff
Oh,
on and
boy.
everything like that. So
Yeah.
put that there. But I got my football stuff, man.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Um,
Let us hear it. Yeah.
so with Pickens, man, I'm surprised that was a topic for today, just knowing like there wasn't really any correlation with us, but
Mm-hmm.
knowing that we really don't have a lot of depth, I understand why
Mm-hmm.
you put that on. I
Yeah.
almost think like I really wanted Amari Cooper.
Yeah, he's still a free
Just
agent. He's still out
he's still
there.
a free agent. I think his price tag is a little high, but knowing that he's still a free agent, that his market value will probably go down a little bit, knowing that nobody scooped him up yet. I think there's a chance that he might go back to Dallas, man. Just knowing
Well, not
that
now, right? With Pickens, right?
I don't know. I think he might be fine as a good three,
Oh,
as a wide
damn.
receiver
Okay.
three. He
Yeah,
might get
maybe.
paid as a wide receiver too, but to now pair them all up there, you got Dak.
Oh my
He's on
God. That would
he's
be
on his
insane.
last legs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he already knows Jerry Jones. At the end of the day, that's a comfort place for him, where he
Mm-hmm.
was drafted and all. So that's for me. It's like, oh, I really want him, but
Mm-hmm.
he's not an explosive dude. He's not somebody that's going to require double coverage and whatnot. It's just
Mm-hmm.
somebody that has reliable hands and who's a veteran presence.
Yeah.
Somebody better than Lazard. Because right now it's like you look at the wide receivers. I just feel bad for Garrett. G5. I just feel bad for him knowing that he has no other help. And watching these games,
Yeah.
man, the last couple of years, you see him getting double teamed. You have the free safety help over the top cornerbacks got him down low. Like there's really not much of a window space to give him the ball, and especially knowing that we don't really have any other weapons on the other side. Like, it's tough to really, like, feel good about this wide receiver group, the room, knowing that we didn't address it during the draft. All right.
Right.
Like, I
Mhm.
don't care what anybody says about this Aaron Smith dude. Like, all right, he's fast, but what does that mean? Like, oh, he's a weapon. Like, how are we gonna sit here and say he's a weapon because he's fast? Like,
Mhm.
the hands, and then people talk about the coach and like, oh, he coached the hands. Guess what? We got the same wide receiver coach last year, who's our coach this year. And how do you help Lazard's hands? Tell me about that. How do you help? Total again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is just stuff in my head, not to be a Debbie Downer or anything like that,
No,
but it's
no.
like, all right, if you're going to talk about coaching is going to help and all, well, we got the same coach there. What you're going to tell me that Aaron Glenn is going to move the wide receiver coach out of the way and say, hey, this is how you got to catch? Like, you either got it or you don't, man. And there's some cleaning up to do and all
Sure.
that, but it's like, if you're going off of a dude's 40, at the
Yard dash.
combine,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's what the Raiders made that mistake. Thank God we didn't go that high or whatever.
Yeah.
But back in that 2009 draft, the
Darius
Sanchez
Hayward
draft,
Bay over
my
Michael
man,
Crabtree. Yeah.
over a bunch. You said over Crap.
Mhm.
What about over Percy Harvin? What about over
Oh,
Jeremy
sure.
Jeremy Maclin?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
dude, they pass
Missouri.
on a bunch because
Mhm.
Darius Howard Bay had this 40 time that was the fastest out of all these cats. Like,
Mhm.
that don't mean nothing, man. He wasn't a weapon at all for the Raiders, man. So, for myself, it's like the line. I feel good with the line. Membu, stand on that solid pick. All right. But then it's like, if we don't really have the weapons, man, how are we gonna how are other defenses gonna treat us? I think they're just gonna stack the box, man, to be honest, because if you just blanket Garrett, then who else is really a threat at this point? All right. Hopefully they can make a trade or something. But for this season, like, it's not looking too good at that wide receiver spot. All
Right.
right. And then
Mhm.
when you talk about the other side of the ball, I
Mhm.
feel like the defense side is a little bit better prepared, but they haven't all played together.
That's
So
true.
it's gonna take some time, man. The defensive tackle position, that's something that, for me, like, the draft grade was like a C plus B minus, just because I
Mhm.
feel like we didn't address that D tackle position. I felt like, the wide receiver, I felt like we could have done a little bit better, knowing that in a lot of people's minds, like, it was a reach to get
Mhm.
Aaron Smith. So, at this point, it's just seeing how everything else pans out and whatnot, seeing how everybody does at the training camp, the rookie training camp, and then
Yeah,
getting the
this weekend. Yeah.
reports. Exactly, getting the reports back and seeing how certain players did and all that. So, definitely be looking forward to that stuff, and so for us to be able to feel a little bit better knowing that, the stuff is starting to gel, the
Mhm.
systems are being implemented and everything like that. It's tough to really, like, get on board
Mhm.
at this point, knowing how a lot of people also feel we're not going to have a winning season. All right,
That's what people are saying. Yeah.
even with better coaching, even with a better roster as well. Like, there's still not a lot of, like, you know, with the teams that we're playing, man, it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to get too much wins. It's just developing. If we could develop all these young kids, if we can get some extensions on some of our draft picks that we have, man,
Sure.
then I feel like we'll be in a better position and have a lot more clarity moving forward.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll
Yeah,
see
so
if we get
that's
that. Yeah.
that's kind of it, man. I don't really have much else to say, man. Definitely looking forward to doing the tailgate, man. I appreciate all the content that you've been given.
Of
Shout out
course,
to
man.
Austrian Jet fan, number one Austrian Jet. I haven't seen him in a minute.
Yeah.
Hope everything is good. Shout out to you and the coffee club members, man. Have a great day, brother.
All right. Appreciate it, Chef. Thank you so much for tuning in, brother. And thank you for your points. Wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, I hope we could give an Austrian update coming here shortly, and I'll keep you guys posted on that in just a moment. Let's go back to the phone lines here and salute to Chef Kevin Gilbert. Again, he will be catering our tailgate. The menu's finalized. We'll be releasing that at some point here in the near future. So very much looking forward to that. Hep here on the show. What's up, Hep?
Hey, Paul. Hey, but I hope I was able to fill in that
Let's see.
form.
Okay, let me see. Actually, I'm right here on the form. Okay. Yes. Okay, I see your email on here now. Yes, you're all set.
Okay.
You are in, baby. Yes.
Yeah, I'm thinking about taking the 4 people. My son
Sure.
and my grandson Justin, who you met the other day.
Yeah.
He wants to go. He's a little young, but he really wants to go. My son thinks he can go.
Hey,
So we'll see what
well,
happens.
well, I'll tell you this, like, so last night, because my father is in Abu Dhabi, so the time zone difference, I was like, hey, how many people you got coming? And I'm like doing all the math, and all of a sudden he's like, well, how many people do you have coming? That might result in this. I'm like, all right, I'll ask my fiance. She went, of course we're coming, and the kids are coming. I'm like, oh, sure.
Oh,
Oh, they are? Okay, great. So then
even
I
the
had to,
baby?
yeah. So the baby's coming to the Jets game. My daughter's coming to the Jets game. It's over. I can't remember if it's 8. I'll have to double check the MetLife rules. It's either age or like literal measurements. So
Hmm.
my daughter, I'm gonna have to pay for it, but the baby you don't because you
Oh,
just
no, no.
hold the baby. But there's
Yeah.
some places though, right? I've looked around because I was looking at it to compare the jet stuff. There are other places that make you pay for the baby, and I'm like, geez, Lou. I'm like,
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
heck? So yeah, so all the kids are coming for me. Yeah,
You might have to get some baby headphones.
100%. Yeah, we're gonna have to. Yeah, because it hopefully that crowd is a rocking. Yes.
I know Chef Kevin. He's being really realistic, but I think that Smith is going to take the top off, and just the
Mm-hmm.
threat of it. Even if he
Yeah,
catches every other ball, they say, "Oh shit, that guy's in the end zone again." You have to go back there. It's going to loosen up the middle.
that's what I
And
think.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's why he went and got him. And
yeah.
that was the whole purpose of that. And as far as Justin Fields, he's not a big sit back and read and get to the second. He's more like, where's the guy? Boom, hit it. Ding, boom,
Yeah,
boom, hit it.
yeah,
He's very decisive, and we haven't had decisive quarterback play for a long time, right? I mean,
very
even
much.
Rodgers, he was always like, I don't know.
Hesitant, very hesitant. Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, Zach was the worst at that. I mean,
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
really terrible at that.
Oh my
So
god. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to the thing. It's going to be a little bit of a pricey thing, but it's
Hmm.
going to be a great adventure, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I can't wait. Hep, it's going to be awesome to meet you, pal. Thank you so much. And to everybody that's going to be able to go to the tailgate, it's going to be cool. Yeah, that's what I realized when I'm like, oh, all the kids are coming. I'm like, boop, 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 boop. I'm like, oh, that's getting a little pricey. But you know what? It's for the experience. For the experience, for all the kiddos and everything. My fiance coming. I'm like, okay, there's a ticket. Oh, my daughter's coming. Oh, there's another ticket. Oh, I'm coming. Oh, me. Oh, that's a ticket. I do all that math. So you got to math the math. So yeah, baby, keep it rolling, everybody. Appreciate it. Continue to sign up on the sheet and send it on through, baby, if you're interested. Again, the big keys are: are you interested in the tickets? There's so. Let me just explain this part real quick, and then we'll go back to the phone lines. And also, I see we have memberships to gift. Are you interested in Jets tickets? The Jets tickets, we're all going to be sitting together. That's really what you want to do. There's some people that have special situations that they won't be able to sit with us, but they'll be able to tailgate with us. So that option is available. It'd be cool for us all to sit together. And again, on top of sitting together, I'm going to get us discounted ticket prices that'll be the best bang for your buck that you can't get anywhere else. That's why I signed up and gave money already to the Jets to reserve the right to get these tickets I'm going to get, which are going to give you guys and me, us together, the best possible price. So, guys, if you're interested in that, we'll sit together. I'll get you the best possible price that we could get for the seats that we're going to get. And so, are you interested in Jets tickets? How many are you interested in? Are you interested in the tailgate? And how many tickets do you want? Again, that will cost money too. So, salute to Chef Kevin Gilbert and make sure we take care of him. So it's going to be awesome. And yes, Luca, that is the one of the biggest perks of it. There is going to be like no tax and no what's the other thing? No tax and no ticket fees and stuff like that. So it's going to be awesome. So it's awesome. It's really cool, amazing, and again, that's a cool perk of paying in advance. Basically, is some of the stuff that you get to do. So 100% people just let us know how many tailgate tickets and tickets. Again, it helps to know the head count, even though we don't know a lot of the prices yet, because that's going to help dictate a lot of things of projections as I'm working with the New York Jets. So, anywho, that sign up sheet is in our YouTube description down below. If you're interested, continue to put all that info down. I love seeing people filling out the sheet. I'm seeing all kinds of names in there right now, which is awesome. And we will continue to collect all that. I'll be coming. So Nate says, I'll be coming to the Chef tailgate for sure. Then make sure, Nate, that you sign up through the doc sheet. Again, even if you're not getting Jets tickets through us, even if you're coming for the tailgate, make sure you sign up. You want to do that as well. Like, for instance, we have Badshaw. He's coming for the tailgate part. He's sitting somewhere else. As just a random, not to put him on blast, as a random person that's happening. So, guys, make sure y'all do that. All right, back to the phone lines here. We got Ted, NY Jets FL, here on the program.
Hey, Paul. Good morning. Couple things. Steelers should give revoke their wide receiver draft status, because when you draft bums like Claypool and Pickens, maybe you should stick to drafting other players, because those are the two bad ones they got. So, note to Neil: if Neil signs up, can you tell him it's not a Mexican buffet? Where you can eat and drink the whole day for free. So
I'll make
you may
that
want
clear.
to limit his to three drinks per session.
That might be
Paul. I really Chef's call was very interesting, because I think we were so limited with our offensive line with the Tyron Smith and all that situation with Rodgers. Rodgers could barely run, and now you have a mobile quarterback. And you got Membu, and I think we can be way more explosive in the running game, which will open it up for Garrett. So I'm not quite as nervous about a number two. I understand the rationale of getting Amari or somebody, but I don't know. It goes against the grain of being younger and more explosive, right? That's what we're trying to be. That's one of the reasons why I took the kid from Georgia. I mean, I know the hands are maybe a bit questionable, but he may not be a true wide receiver. He may be more of a gadget guy. So I'm going to defer to what the Jets' philosophy is, right? And let's see what's on the field. That's my famous line on Jake Asman's show. Let's see what happens. And then I got
That's a good line.
Lambasted. I got lambasted for that one. So Jake's like I can't do a show based on let's see what happens. I said I know, but what I mean, we have to see.
Well, I mean, like literally, what's our other choice? We quite literally have to see what happens, and then there's reactions to what happens. Yeah,
I know. So, Paul, so I would say that I'll say it. Let's see what happens in training camp, and see what we have, and see what we can work with, because we were never going to solve everything the first year draft anyway. Right? It's not going to. This is not a Band-Aid situation. I'd say. Maybe 2 good drafts, possibly 3. Hopefully it's just 2, where we could just kind of make a huge leap. But one more thing real quick. I know you got a lot of calls probably. Zadarius Smith is a free agent. I'm not
what's going on there?
He's older and everything, and he played for the Lions last year, so Glenn knows about him. And with Jermaine Johnson coming off his ACL, I wonder if we kind of get him on a minimum contract. I know he's older, and it kind of goes against the grain a little.
32. Yeah, he's 32.
He had 4 sacks last year. I looked it up.
Yeah.
So I wonder what your thoughts are on that one. But I'll leave you with that one. But listen, I'm depending on the weekend, I probably could come up, but I know I could probably sign up for the tailgate.
Okay. Least. Well, I will tell you this. First off, he had 9 sacks last year, Ted. 4 in Detroit, 5 in Cleveland. He was traded.
Yeah, that's true.
So he had 9 total.
I didn't think about
so
that.
Even more. So I just wanted to give you that little bump on your boy.
No, you're right, because he signed a 2-year contract with Cleveland, and then I noticed he was with Detroit, and I forgot about that. Yeah, so even more of a reason, if you can get him on a reasonable contract. I don't know if he's kind of ring chasing still, but Aaron Glenn certainly knows him.
That's for
sure.
Have
a good one, Paul.
Thank you, pal. And yes, for people, again, I just want to make this very clear. If people are like, hey, Paul, I don't know about the ticket thing, but I'm definitely in on the tailgate, make sure you still sign that up and fill out all your information, because that's going to be más importante for head count for the tailgate, because that also has a thing for food cost for Chef Kevin Gilbert. Me and Chef talked a lot about that behind the scenes, but again, if you're interested in going to just the tailgate, you can still fill out your information, say, just go on there. Ted, no on Jets tickets. Yes on tailgate. I want 2 tailgate tickets, 1 tailgate ticket, 3 tailgate tickets, whatever the hell you want. That'll have food and drink. So if you're interested in that, and also leave a point of contact information, that will be very important as we're getting a head count for Chef Kevin Gilbert and getting his food cost together. So please do that if you're just going to be coming to the tailgate, or just for the tickets and no tailgate, if that's a thing. Feel free. Either way, make sure you guys put all that information in the sign-up sheet, please, and thank you. All right, back to the phone lines we go. Nate's on the move here. What's going on, Nate?
Morning, BG. How we doing?
Hey, good, man. Now, thanks for the
Can
view.
you hear me all right?
Yeah, loud and clear.
There you go.
Roger.
I didn't
Yeah.
spark. So I want to call in and talk about a little football and then also the basketball stuff. I couldn't yesterday.
Okay, sure.
Since you're one of the rare Celtics fans I know. Are you
Yeah,
nervous
okay.
at all? It didn't seem like it yesterday. You seemed to be
No.
gloating about how they missed a lot of threes and how
Yeah.
therefore you'd win the series because they missed a lot of threes.
Yeah. To be honest, and maybe my arrogance will get me tonight, right? And we're the Cleveland Cavaliers. We're down 0-2, and I'm collecting my teeth off the ground. Maybe that happens, but to be honest, I have zero fear whatsoever. It was cool. Again, I try to remove myself sometimes as a fan and just watch the game. It's cool that the Knicks had that moment. The Knicks have not had a lot of great playoff success, obviously, over the last 15, 20 years. It's been a lot of not for the New York Knicks, so good for them. But yeah, that's the thing that ultimately, if you just really simplify it, there's other reasons why I feel confident. We could get into that, but one of the big ones is they missed 45 three-pointers, the most all time,
Right.
and they lost by 3 in overtime. So that one, I'm like, that one doesn't seem sustainable. The other thing I love, and I was saying it to myself as I was watching the middle of the game, is the defensive optionality. Now, some of that's taken away when you lose KP to whatever this weird illness thing is, and not really Hauser more offensively, but I just love that we have all these different kinds of options to throw at, whether it's Bridges or whether it's Cat or whether it's Jalen Brunson. I love a lot of the choices. Holiday's really good for that too. I just love that we have all these waves of defenders and differing options we can throw at the Knicks, and I'm curious how they handle it, especially because obviously we're going to have, it's not just a one-game playoff here. We're going to have multiple games throughout the series. I'm curious how they respond to that optionality.
Yeah, I mean, the Celtics are definitely long and have that switchability, but I guess I wanted to talk about the three-pointers that you just alluded to, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, all right, it's easy. I've heard a lot of Celtics fans say that, oh, yeah, we make one more three and then game's tied. It was also one of them missed 45, right?
Sure.
But the Celtics were forced into taking that many three-point shots, right? They didn't pass up layups to take open three-point shots. A lot of their shots were contested threes, Al Horford in the corner, late in the clock. Like, I think that stat that they took 19 out of 20 of their third quarter field goals were three-pointers. That's not by choice, and even though Missoula said, yeah, we got the shots they wanted, no, they didn't. 41 field goals in the second half, 34 of them were field goals, were three-point shots, and 19 of 20 in the third quarter. That's not winning basketball, and that's also why I'm rooting more for the Knicks. I don't even love the NBA or the Knicks as much as I do like the Mets or Jets, but the Knicks play good hard-nosed basketball, and the Celtics play the future of ugly basketball, of 70, 80 threes a game. If you watch, I don't know if your kids play basketball, but once they join a rec league, you'll see a bunch of 10-year-olds just shooting 45 air balls a game because they all watch the Celtics and NBA basketball, So that's also why I'm a big proponent of the Knicks. I want the better basketball to win. I want the hard-nosed basketball team that plays defense, that doesn't switch everything and then shoot 90 threes a game. Like, that's not real basketball. Real basketball is hedging and tagging and then staying with the guard so that your big man can stay in the paint. And the Knicks play a defense that almost no one plays in the NBA, that the Bucks haven't. The Bucks were the last team to really win with it in 2019.
Right.
And that's also because they had Giannis and Brook Lopez, who they always wanted to keep by the rim. Yeah, and they wanted to keep Holiday on the perimeter as one of the better perimeter. It doesn't make sense if you have Brook Lopez and Giannis and Holiday to switch everything. So I don't know. The Knicks they kind of shell shocked the Celtics in terms of a lot of times Brunson would hedge on and then try to disrupt Tatum for a second or two and then run back, and Tatum looked like he didn't know what to do as a basketball player. Why would you not drive and attack? He would pull up for a contested three rather than just drive and attack the rim. So I don't know. I guess the Celtics will change their philosophy. I would hope so, but I said this to a lot of people and on Jake's show before the series. Like, this game and this series is more of a flip and a coin because of what we just talked about in game one. Because they shoot 80 threes a game and they shoot a disgusting amount of threes. Everyone remembers the James Harden Rockets, right? In 2019, it's like, oh, they would have beat the Warriors if they didn't miss, 33 balls in game 7. Well, they did, because they were taking terrible shots. Like, These are contested threes that, yeah, when it's game 7 and there's shit on the line, yeah, you're going to feel it in your muscles and your nerves. These aren't, when you're going up for a contested layup, you don't have time to think. You don't have time for your muscles to get nervous. Like, I hate the brand of basketball the Celtics play. So I think, again, I think they're going to blow them out tonight. And it's just, they're at home and they're a better team. And again, if they get a 15 or 20 point lead, there is going to be no lax in their brain. They're not going to let off the gas at all. They're not going to just hoist up threes. So they definitely have been woken up in the series, but at the same time, like, I think every game could go down to the wire, and it's definitely, like you said, it's going to be a lot closer than people think.
And I hope so for the casual basketball fan, right? The people that have no Knicks or Celtics ties are just watching for good basketball. I hope so. That'd be awesome to get these close games. We got that in what? It wasn't every Knicks-Pistons game down to the wire? Wasn't it every one decided by?
Yeah, they had, I think it was the only time ever 4 games were ended within 3 points for the first time since like 99 or 89, something like that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, Knicks are going to play lots of ugly, gritty basketball, and I don't know. I think the Celtics and the Celtics fans should be more nervous in general. I think other people, I don't know how you feel about the talent, but I think that the Knicks match up well talent-wise with the Celtics. A lot of people talk about the first 4 games in the regular season. It doesn't matter. You might as well be talking about preseason. You know, that's when Ariel Hockporty was playing, and Campaign and Landry Shamet. It's like, none of these, oh, you dumb motherfucker. Ooh, stop fighting. We almost took out a motherfucker live on the BG show.
Wow, yeah.
That was really close. He was European. I don't know where the accent was from. But yeah, this is like six-man rotation, 7-man rotation. One of the last caller, I think Chef was talking about it. Talent-wise, they line up with them. They line up with them. So I'd be like I said, I wouldn't be nervous, but yeah, you gotta wake up and take a few more shots inside the 3-point arc, please.
That would be nice. That third quarter shot chart was disgusting that they showed after the game for the Celtics.
The whole second half. Incredible. They only took 7 twos. 34 threes in the second half.
That was disgusting.
That should be banned from basketball. I'm a proponent of move the line back and eliminate the corner threes. That's a conversation for another show because I particularly hate how teams play, and partially I won't watch the NBA regular season. But yeah, I guess on the Jets.
Yeah, sure.
I saw on Twitter today, that it seems like there's a big opening for Lazard to go home with his boy to Pittsburgh, assuming that happens.
Yeah.
And a lot of people had that thought of Lazard took such a massive pay cut because for some reason he knows he's going to end up with his boy again.
Probably, yeah.
Did you hear the rumors about Romeo Dobbs and why is he the guy out? Every time I see him playing, whether they're on Sunday Night Football or Red Zone, like, he seems to be a really solid receiver. Why is he? I know they took 2 receivers in the first 2 days of the draft, but why is he the odd man out? And I would be all over him if you could have some type of pick swap with the Steelers and then take that pick and flip it for Dobbs. That seems like a major upgrade to me.
Yeah, appreciate the call, Nate. I would say, first off, good luck flying around out there. Good Lord have mercy. I would say, yes, we talked about Romeo earlier. They have a ton of receivers, right? You mentioned Golden, Dontavian. I don't have their depth chart in front of me anymore, but Dontavian Wicks. They got, let's just pull it up. Let's just pull it up instead of me talking out of my Patuki here. Let's pull up everybody they got. They got a ton of receivers on that team. Here it is. I got it in front of me now. All right. So Jaden Reed, that's the one I forgot. They got Jaden Reed, they got Romeo Doubs, they got Matthew Golden, Christian Watson. Obviously, he's another one. They have Dontavian Wicks. They drafted Savion Williams, to your point, another guy at the top. They also signed Mecole Hardman. Like, they are deep. And the one that just seems to make the most sense for them is Dubs to move. And again, we talked about he's 25 years of age, and he's just a solid guy. I don't think he's a superstar, but he's just rock solid. And that's sort of what I'm looking for the Jets, of getting a wide receiver too, for lack of a better word, or a young upside guy that I think can sort of fill that role. That's sort of what I'm looking for. So, yeah. And in terms of the Celtics, Knicks, all that jazz, we'll see what happens. My full anticipation is the Celtics are going to punch the Knicks in the face tonight and win convincingly. But if I'm a Knicks fan and that happens, I'm not like, oh, geez, see, I knew we were going to get our ass beat. I wouldn't say that. The Celtics, if they have to win tonight. If they don't, they're the Cavs, and oh boy, where it goes back to MSG and the Knicks are up 2-0. Oh, that's a different conversation. But that's why I'm saying, like, all the pressure's on the Celtics tonight. The Knicks have no pressure tonight. They already did their job. They still won. Whatever else they do is what they do. Before we go back to the phone lines, we have 400 plus people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. A lot of you have been asking about Austrian Jet fan, our number one Austrian Jet fan. Like, where is he? What's the update? Well, I received an update and I can share it with you guys. So 1 second here. All right. Okay. I'm going to present this screen here. This is the first time I've ever seen Austrian Jet fan. I've never seen him before in my life. I've only seen his logo. So you guys are all going to see him. He gave me an update this morning on his status. He's been battling some medical things, not to get too deep into his business, but he's been battling some medical things. He's been thinking about all of us, and everyone thinking about him has meant a lot. So I just want to throw this up there for our number one Austrian Jet fan who's been a big supporter of the show. Here he is. This is our guy. We'll throw it up here on the screen. Here he is. This is our number one Austrian Jet fan. For those who have never seen him before, I certainly haven't. This is our number one Austrian Jet fan. Baby, he's here, and he's doing okay. He just gave me this update. He said, shout out to the coffee club. He just checked into the clinic, and only way is up, and hope is big. Says in our number one Austrian Jet fan. Again, he's battling some medical stuff, so just prayers up for Austrian. We've been thinking about you, buddy, and appreciate seeing the update and you and all the Jets gear that was sent over there. It's awesome. So, hey, man, big ups to our number one Austrian Jet fan, baby. One's up. We're thinking about you, pal. We're thinking about you. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. And again, Austrian Jet fan, baby. Let's go to, we got Scotty here on the show, our resident New York Knicks guy.
Hey, Paul, how you doing today?
Hey, not too shabby, buddy. What's going on?
First up, prayers to Austrian Jet fan. I hope everything turns out great for him. And I never saw him before, but
me either.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah.
So I just want to say this morning, before we get into sports, a little Knicks and mostly Jets, I got to tell you, you guys made me super hungry this morning. I mean, this Chef Kevin, dude. I was listening yesterday to Easy talk about that big ZD, and now I have that thought in my head. So, look, I know the NFL, releases their schedule soon, and that's a big deal.
A week.
But,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but my prediction for you, Boy Green, is you're going to be taking Chef Kevin on the road, and one day you might find your way down here to Florida, and I will be the first person to sign up. So,
there we go.
Please let me know how that ZD is. I am
will do. Yeah.
So just about the Knicks. So look, here's the deal. I believe the Celtics have the better team, but I love the Knicks, not the same love that I have for the Jets, which is a, fight to the death kind of love. But I do love my Knicks. Yeah. And I just respect how hard they fought and that they didn't give up down 20 points and
would have
came
been very
back.
easy. Yeah.
It was an amazing game. I mean, it was funny. One of your callers, I forget who it was. I think it was somebody that you do a podcast with, shut the TV off. And now, you were laughing about the fact that if he's watching the game, you're ahead. I literally had my TV on and went into the next room. I left it on just so I could listen. And the Knicks started coming back, and I did not go back to the TV. I literally was in my bedroom, and they won. So tonight, same deal. If they go down, I'm going into my bedroom. I will not come back out until, we win. So just letting you know.
That's amazing. That was Johnny, by the way. Shout out to Johnny. And by the way, also one other nugget. This is from one of our Florida guys, Dave Briggs, or for the Florida guys, Scotty, playing on the Tampa Bay game. Ricky, New York, FFL 98. There's a lot of Florida Boy Green Coffee Club members, I think, are all meeting up for the Tampa Bay Jets game in Tampa later this year. So you guys can all figure that out and make sure you guys send photos, pictures, and all that if you guys end up doing it.
So I'm closer to the Miami, so I'll be able to go to that. I'll try to make the Tampa game, but I know Dave Brigger and the rest of the crew will show out. So definitely hear about that. But so just one last thought on the Knicks before we really focus on the Jets. I just want to throw out to your dad, hoping that he has a safe flight back, and when he lands, I'm going to have another piece of paper when I walk my dogs. I believe it's going to say 0.2 on it. So I just want him to know that if they by any chance lose tonight,
oh boy,
you guys are never going to hear the end of it from the Knicks army that's out there. So
I'll tell you this. So let's say that happens, right? Let's say the Knicks do it, because I see Hennessy saying, "I ain't satisfied 1-0. I want 2-0." Awesome. Let's say it's 2-0. The next time my pop is scheduled to be on is Saturday. That game 3 isn't until Saturday night. So when we're taking callers on Saturday, and if they're down 2-0. Ooh wee! I can only imagine those phone calls coming in for Pop.
He's
But
going
that
to
should be
take
interesting.
he's going to take some heat, that's for sure. But like I
Yeah.
said, look, I want it to be a great series.
Mhm.
I love the team. I think Brunson. I know there's this debate between elite and great.
Sure.
I mean, that's splitting hairs. The guy is so clutch. I know he shot 9 for 26, but when the heat was on, he
Mhm.
missed that shot at the end, which I don't. It was like voodoo. That ball was in, and then it popped
I
out. It was like
cannot believe that. It got spit out. And that's what I said. Again, I was watching the game, and when I saw the play unfold, Jalen shed, I'm like, I just went, fuck me. It's
it was
great play
down.
call. He's going right to the cup. There's no, it's over. And I'm
That's
like,
his.
son of a, yeah,
That's his move, and it was
100%.
it was like 4 feet away, and it was just such a
Crazy.
beautiful move. But
Mhm.
anyway, I just said that was Boston Celtic Garden magic, voodoo magic. But
There you go. Beautiful.
it was a great game, and
Mhm.
like I said, I know you said you thought it was going to go 7. I would love it to go 7 because usually the best team wins a series like this, 7 games. I mean,
That's what they say.
Boston,
Yeah.
obviously is the favorite, but in a 1-game series, that changes everything.
Of course.
Necks get very tight. Shots get, shot a little differently. So I would love to get it down to 1 game and take my chances. But I'm unlike your dad and you, who are very confident for good reason. I'm not gonna claim that I believe the Knicks are going to win the series, but I believe the Knicks are going to give you everything they have. That's the kind of team I love rooting for. I think when they win, they're going to win dirty, and that's how the Jets are going to be. So just to segue to the Jets,
Yeah.
I think people are really sleeping on the Jets. I'm telling you,
Mhm.
if they can get a defensive lineman, a real defensive lineman, because I don't think we have one on our team,
Mhm.
maybe Leonard Taylor, but that's a projection. I think he could be
Of
really
course.
good.
Mhm.
But if we get a defensive lineman and we get a WR2,
Mhm.
I'm telling you, I think Justin Fields is going to be a revelation this year. He's never had any team build around him. Like, he has an offensive line that I think could be a top 5 offensive line. His
Mhm.
legs are in question. I don't think there's a more athletic quarterback in the league. Maybe Lamar, but Lamar's had some significant injuries. He's still a puppy. I mean, our
Mhm.
guy is 25, 20, he's going to be 26 years old during the season.
Yep.
He hasn't played, what did he play? 6 games last year. So
Correct. Yep.
I'm just telling you, this year, you're going to see him throw the ball. He's got a tight end that is going to be a revelation. I think Mason Taylor is going to be fantastic. And
Mhm.
that 5.5 smashed the over, literally smashed the over.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Paul? What do you think we're going to do this year?
I agree with you. The 5.5 seems disrespectful, but hey, people are not the ESPN ranking we did earlier this week were the only 2 teams that were worse were the Giants and whoever the hell the other team was. I don't remember. Cleveland, maybe. No, it wasn't even Cleveland. I don't even know who the team. Tennessee. That was it. So the Jets are the 3rd worst team in football. I'm like, okay, that's to me material to all end. I think the Jets have an awesome offensive line. I think Justin Fields, obviously the team believes in him. I think that's going to show in his play that he's never had a team believe in him like the Jets have said they believed in him and showed they believed in him. So I think that's going to give him an inner confidence of saying and realize that this is my opportunity. If I kill it, the Jets are not going to draft a quarterback in the 1st round. It's me. I'm the quarterback. So he has he has the keys to the car, the keys to the franchise in his hands, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with it. So yeah, to your point, the wide receiver 2 / defensive tackle thing of whatever they do, if they just button up those 2 things and those options seem available, then all of a sudden I think we're having a very different conversation. And even if you don't get those things, because maybe the Jets decide against it, I just think that 5.5, the Jets are ready to surprise people. That's what I think at 2025.
There's a great data point for the Jet Nation to take a look at. I was
Mhm.
looking at the top offensive lines. So if
Mhm.
you look at the top 8 offensive lines and look at the playoff statistics,
Mhm.
they all went in except Carolina. That was the only team that
Oh.
didn't make it. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, I think we're better than a top 5 offensive line. That obviously Membu has to grow into his body.
Sure. Yeah.
Pretty strong. But if we just meet that, I think we're definitely in the mix for a wild card. And
Let's
so
go.
last point on the wide
Yeah.
receiver, and
Mhm.
I like the Dobbs opportunity if the
Sure.
draft capital is not too bad. I don't
Mhm.
want to give up like a 3rd round pick for him,
Of
but
course.
if it's a 4th or a 5th, Yeah, he's a solid guy. I mean, I'd love to get him. He's young. But if you want a veteran presence, Keenan Allen is such a no-brainer. I really think Amari Cooper is washed. Please take a look. You talked about this yesterday. His statistics were horrendous with
The worst of his career last year in every major category: receptions, yards, and touchdowns. That's correct. Yeah.
with Josh Allen. So I don't want any part of Amari Cooper. So I hope Cowboys get him and he finishes his career. I think Keenan Allen is the way to go. And I did write an email to his agents suggesting that they should speak to AG, because we do need a veteran presence. I mean, we're a very young team. We need a couple of graybeards. And Keenan Allen's statistics were not bad last year. He was hurt. It was like 700 something yards, but that was like one of his worst years ever. Please sign me up for Keenan Allen. I would love him to come to the team. That was just my last point.
I love it. Scotty, thanks for the call, brother, and fingers crossed, and let us know when the agent gets back to you. Let's go. KA. I'm fine with it. He's one of the best receivers in Chargers franchise history, and they've had a lot of good ones. Vincent Jackson, and go down the list of all the legendary wide receivers that the Chargers have had. He's up there in all the record books. Could be a name to consider. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. 500 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe, show your support. And again, if you're watching this wherever, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, the audio only version, if you have interest in coming to the Jets tailgate or the Jets home game or both, either way, make sure you click the sign up sheet in the YouTube description down below and let us know with all of your information so we can put you on the dang list. And or you can put yourself on the list, rather. So you make sure you guys don't miss out on that. I can't wait. The list is growing like nobody's business. It's great to see all the interest, and we'll see what continues to happen. Again, the schedule comes out in a week. Can't wait for that. We'll be back on tomorrow morning for Boy Green Daily. We got Jets rookie minicamp coming up this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll have all the latest on all of that as well, plus Boy Green meets Woody tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Can't wait. And Celtics Knicks tonight. In the wise words of NY Jets FL, we'll see what happens. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you. Take care.